Okay, today you're going to be learning a new past tense. And just to remind you, you already know the passé composé, which is the one where you say like j'ai, and you use a helping verb. So j'ai travaillé. You would say je suis allé with those verbs, the house verbs. You would say je me suis peigné with the reflexive verbs. So it's so you just have to remember that you're doing those two parts of the verb. The next past participle, and those mean things like I worked, I was working. No, it can mean that, but I did work, and I worked. Okay, so that pretty much does it. I did work, I worked. Now, let's just get rid of this so that we can have a clean slate here. The next one that you're going to be learning is called the imparfait. And the nice thing about it is it's just one word. So you don't have to remember things like a helping verb and stuff like that. What you do have to remember are the new forms of your present tense verbs, because that's the stem that the imparfait uses. So, for example, for a verb like an ER verb like chanter. Chanter. The new form is, think about it for a second. Okay, nous chantons. Right. So what you do to get to the imparfait is to take off just the ONS. And there's your stem. Okay? What about a verb like finir? You would have nous finissons. What did I just say? Take off the ONS, and there's your stem for the imparfait. If you have an RE verb, like nous attendons, you take off that ONS, and there's your stem. So what does that give you? That gives you, for example, je chante, and then you have to add something to that. That gives you je finis, je finis, and you have to add something to that. That gives you j'attends, and then you would add an ending to that. Okay? Not too much longer to go here. Notice, though, how that is different from the present tense, because you're looking like these kind of look present tensey to me. The present tense of finir is je finis, right? Okay, but now we've got that ISS added in, because that's from the new form. Okay, so you take the new form in the present, drop off the ONS, and that leaves you with these stems. Your endings, you'll see some similarities, and you'll say, oh, I've seen these letters put together before in some cases. AES for the je form, AES for the tu form, and think about what the last letter is going to be. Before I even type it, think about what that last letter is going to be for the il and l form. A, E, can you say it? What do you think? Te. There you go. For the new form, E, and then you're going to recognize these letters, E, O, N, S. What do you think the next one's going to be? E, O, Z. And then for the il, el pluriel, you just go, you begin with this, and then you add on an ending that's very familiar to you, or ente. Okay? So, let me just get those all on one page here. For the je form, oh please. Okay, so I'm even going to scroll down one more page. Here we go. So your endings, therefore, are AES, and then for the new form, E, O, and S. And then for the tu form, AES. And for the vous form, E, Z. And again, you recognize some of these. AIT for il and l. And then, remember, A, E, and then endings that you would recognize are ente. Okay? Now, I'm going to toss one verb at you. Let's keep going with the verb finir. So that would give you je finis. Okay, there it is without the, it's the new form without the ONS. Je finissais. tu finissais, elle finissait, there's your te, and then nous now there you go, EONS, vous finissiez, and elle finissait, okay? Now, if you go to page, just a second, this is in chapter 3, and it's somewhere around, just give me a second here, page, à la page 74, it'll run you through all the formations and stuff like that. What does it mean? It means, if I said, for example, I'll stick with the same verb, je finissais, it means I was finishing, I used to finish. Over time, when I was a little kid, I used to go to church every Sunday. J'allais à l'église. Or I would finish, as in, when I was young, I would go to church every Sunday. So you see how used to and would kind of mean the same thing. I used to go to church, I would go to church every Sunday. Okay? So that's what this form of the verb means. Whereas the passé composé means I finished, I did finish. Okay? So you're going to go to page 74, and you're going to look at those different, you're going to write them, you're going to do whatever you need to do to memorize those verb forms and the formations of the ER, IR, and RE verbs. It's just going to the new form in the present, taking off the ONS, and then adding on those endings. And then I will add to Edmodo some type of worksheet for you to do. Okay? Bonne journée!